down to this southern town last summer to show the folks a brand new way of life. But all you've shown the folks around here is trouble, and you've only added misery to their strife.
The Red Scare of the 1950s was a very influential event in American history, with many people fearing communist take over the United States. Largely fueled by Joseph McCarthy and his power-hungry, baseless accusations, he would abuse his powers and responsibilities and accuse people of being a communist, which was very hated, just because he didn't like him or their threat to his political power. Doing so, he would suspend their rights, leaving their lives in ruin, often even after the Red Scare had ended. Only until the Supreme Court condemned him for his actions did his credibility disappear along with the Red Scare as a whole. Before World War I, communism, which is what everyone feared, was basically a fringe theory. To put it extremely simply, and according to Marx, workers would overthrow their oppressors, the CEOs and bosses, and establish an equal paradise where everyone was equal and paid equal. Of course, this didn't really take off until World War I, where Germany, needing to break through and get rid of Russia to continue fighting the French in the West, would send over this exiled Russian communist revolutionary named Lenin to cause a revolution in Russia, which he did, but also sent Russia into a 4-year civil war, which millions died. During World War II, which started in 1939, the Soviet Union and U.S. would be allies. Started after 1941, after the U.S. was bombed in Pearl Harbor and the Soviets were invaded by the Germans. After World War II, Europe would be divided, East and West. East going to the Soviets and their political sphere, and the West going to the U.S. and their political sphere. The U.S. would later form NATO in 1949 to counter the Soviets, with the Soviets responding by forming the Warsaw Pact in the 1950s. With the conclusion of World War II and the partitioning of Europe between capitalism and communism, the communist world, once just the Soviet Union, was expanded significantly, now including almost all of Eastern Europe, and soon would expand massively in Asia, Africa, and all over the world. With it brought tensions and fears of communists taking over countries like Canada and Mexico, surrounding and strangling the U.S. With communist fears increasing, already people were taking advantage of it. Some politicians were profiting off communist fears, rambling on and on about it. But soon, one man would take advantage of communist fears so much, he would cause a nationwide panic unseen before that would ruin thousands of lives and unimaginably change the U.S. for decades to come. And that man was Senator Joseph McCarthy of Wisconsin, which apparently cheese people got nothing else to do but cause political chaos throughout the U.S. So, Senator McCarthy, he's a senator. Senators, each state has, 2 senators, and, they're voted in by the people to, represent their views. For example, I could vote for Senator Bob, and I would expect him to support my views. And senators, they have responsibilities and a right to uphold those. The responsibilities, are uphold the values of the state. Don't be corrupt. Don't infringe on people's rights. I mean, surely McCarthy won't, do that. Surely he won't infringe on people's rights. Surely he won't, cause a nationwide panic, which they aren't really supposed to do, right? Right?